Hello guys, my name is Amit Sani. Welcome to StudyIQ. This is the PIB lesson. In the evening, these lessons come. In the morning, the Hindu paper analysis videos, they come. PDF you will get on the Telegram channel and on my Facebook group. And these lessons, you see, this is the last month before the prelims examination. So the data which used to be there on the PIB website, that is not there because the elections are going on. So it's a very lucky position for you people that additional data is not being there. So we can revise whole year's current affairs and the PIB data and all other sources data from the current affairs section. And we are making questions on that and discussing important details regarding that. So please do not miss any of the lesson and please share these lessons so that maximum number of people they can take advantage of it. So 7th May it is, and these are the numbers there you can call and ask for these pen drive courses, and 60% off is also going on. All are important and updated courses, and this is the website where chat section is also available. So any kind of query you can ask here. Ministry of Commerce and Industry, it says India and US is holding a bilateral trade meeting. The whole scenario across the entire spectrum of trade and business and the commerce they are discussing here. And you see our bilateral trade in goods and services registering a growth of 12.6%, means it's a plus growth, and it used to be at $126 billion in 2017, and in 18 it is $142 billion. And main focus this time is on the small and medium enterprises. You see, these are very important and crucial for India, but not that much for America because big industries are there. It's a rich nation. So small and medium industries, they are there, but not like in India. So first time we are focusing on this issue, and the Indo-Pacific Business Forum and Mission Initiative 2019. So these issues and these programs, they were appreciated at this particular meeting also in New Delhi. So this is going on from 8th to 10th May across India. They will take part in business to business meetings here. Next, recently India levied 25% safeguard duty. What is safeguard duty? Safeguard is for the domestic industry, because sometimes these products, or maybe in this case solar cells, they are manufactured at a very low price and in a very cheap way in some other country like China, Malaysia and all, and they can export it here in India. And because these things are very cheap, so we will buy them, and we will not buy the cells which are produced in our country. So the domestic manufacturers, they will be devastated because of this situation, because it is possible for them to produce that with the cheap labor and the cheap prices. So they are easily dumping it in our country, but it is not possible for Indian manufacturers, so they are devastated. So when we are putting a 25% safeguard duty on the imported items, then it is going to make them more expensive, and this is how people will buy the domestic items here. So that's important for domestic areas, but the bilateral relations sometimes they are strained because of that, because no country wants additional duty on their export items, and they do not want them to become expensive in some other country, because there would be no sale after that, and it is all about the price differences. So these duties are very, very distorting. So D is the answer. 25% is the duty on import of solar cells, and you see it would be for the developed nations and China and Malaysia also, and other developing nations, they will not invite any kind of safeguard duty. Next, bank that has been awarded the best performing primary lending institution. You see, there is a condition of primary sector lending, PSL lending. What is that? Weaker section, agricultural loans and other important needy section which is there, that wants some financial support, so that these banks have to give them in the form of loans, and these are mandatory loans, and that is coming under priority sector lending. That is the priority sector, and that is a very much frustrating thing for banks, because they do not earn much from these loans, and many of these loans, they are a failure. So they always say that we need more autonomy and we want to remove this condition, but it's a mandatory one. So under the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, this scheme was started in June 15, and this credit linked subsidy scheme for economically weaker section, EWS section and LIG, low income group category. You must have heard about the LIG, MIG. These are middle income group, low income group, high income groups. Whenever these particular auctions are there, whenever any kind of draw which they are bringing up for the new housing scheme, so these categories are mentioned there. So these are categories for normal public, low income groups, middle income groups. So here the low income groups and the economically weaker section will be applied. So SDFC has got this particular award for that. that they have given loans to poor people here. And under Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, okay, for these home loans, these loans were given there under the CLSS scheme. Next, e-Aksharayan. It's a desktop software. Remember that it's not an app, it's a desktop software, and for converting scanned print Indian language documents into a fully editable text format. Whenever it's a scanned document, it becomes the image, so we cannot modify that, we cannot edit the text. But now the OCR technology which is there with this e-Aksharayan, they may recognize the Indian language documents and which are in scanned form, and they can be edited after that. So Ministry of Electronics and IT launched e-Aksharayan in 7 languages, not in all 22 languages. So this is wrong and this is correct. So only one is the correct answer, second is wrong. You can see here the Symposium for Indian Languages that was addressed here, and the name was Bhashantara, and under it for the 7 Indian languages, which are these: Hindi, Bangla, Malayalam, Gurumukhi, Kannada, Assamese and Tamil. For these 7 languages, this important desktop software was launched. And the BPO industry, which used to give a lot of jobs some years back, but right now the situation is not very much favorable for Indians. But now when these Indian language users, they will rise up to 36 million people. So this is going to be a big boost for the Hindi BPOs and all, or the other Indian language BPOs. So for that future, they are devising these kind of important programs. Next, India jumped 22 places to 96th rank in top 100 of the UN E-Government Development Index. That's correct. India has jumped from a place to 96th rank, that is under top 100. And although it's a good jump from that place, from the last place, but still India is at 96th place. Okay, and e-government survey is released every year by United Nations. So this is wrong. This is not every 2 years they launch it. It is not every year. Every 2 years they launch it. So this is wrong and first is correct. So only one is the correct answer. And you see, e-governance, digitization, and the digital government, everything that we hear, and that brings the best solutions for the corruption issues, for the last mile connectivity, and for the monitoring processes. These are the best things, but still we are far behind. And you see the Denmark, Norway, these kind of countries always at the top of all the indexes. So you can see the same condition here: Australia, Denmark, South Korea, UK, Sweden, Finland. They are achieving milestones here, and on the basis of these telecommunication infrastructure index, human capital index, online service index, these particular rankings are prepared here, and they are called as EZTI, and this is by United Nations. Okay, every 2 years they bring it. Next, Ayushman Bharat is a central sector scheme. No, it is a centrally sponsored scheme. That's wrong. It's not a sector scheme. Whole money is not coming from central government. There's going to be a share between the central government and the state government. So anchored by Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, 2 major health initiatives called Jan Arogya Yojana and Health and Wellness Centers. We have discussed much about these things, these schemes, but it's a revision lesson, so it's important. So this is correct. This is not correct. Third one, at national level, National Health Agency, which was brought up for this, and the implementation was there in this agency's hands. But now you see what is the wordings here. Here they are writing presently. Presently, it is not National Health Agency. It has become the National Health Authority. It is not agency anymore. So this is wrong, because it has become an attached office under this ministry, and it is no more a simple agency. So that's really an important thing, and 2 only is the correct answer here. You see Ayushman Bharat Health and Wellness Center, ABHWC, and all these text is given here. What are the important components of it? What are the important issues? 1.5 lakh sub-centers and primary health centers, they will be converted into health and wellness centers, as we have discussed many times. 1.5 lakh sub centers plus primary health centers. You see there is a hierarchy. Sub health centers are there in every village. Above that there are primary health centers. Above that community health centers. Above that district health centers. So this is how it runs into a hierarchy. And now they are going to be converted. These 2 are going to be converted, and these diagnostic facilities and all, they will be given to these hospitals, and they will be upgraded. And all these you should remember, because this is the most important development in the health sector this year. So all these provisions would be very, very important. And the package of services you must read, because some things will not be under them. So they may be there in the options. So you need to identify that which kind of services are available under Ayushman Bharat. and benefits for the community, that you should also note it here. Jan Arogya Yojana Health Authority, it has become an attached office to Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, and no new funds have been approved. With the same funds, they are changing the structure, and governing board has been brought up, and that would be chaired by Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. Okay, so no simple multi-tier decision making is there. Now it has become under the governing board structure. Next, major commitment to the national health policy. In 17 the policy came, last policy was there in 2002. So second option is correct. First one is wrong, because it is not 5.2%. We are targeting just 2.5%, because it's a shameful condition for a big country like India. Only 1% is the present expenditure of the GDP. Really, it's a shocking thing, but it's true. Less than 1%, it is not even 1% sometimes, less than 1% is our expenditure out of GDP, and we are targeting for 2025 as 2.5%. So you see, we have great targets for NCD. We have important burdens for hypertension, kidney failure disease, and all these cancer, diabetes cases, and our health budget is 1%. How we can tackle that? We have targets for TB elimination till 2025. So how we are going to do that? According to the recommendations, around 5 to 6% should be the expenditure, but it is only 2.5%. So that's the case with India. And here this policy is coming after 15 years. In 17 it came. So UPSC is asking last 2 years current affairs these years. So you should be ready for that. So only 2 is the correct answer. First is wrong. It is just 2.5, not even 5.2. And for 2025. Remember that. Don't confuse it with the 2022 or 30. It's 2025. And all these datas are given here. 2.5% of GDP by 2025. Allocations and important features regarding the golden hour populations and all these all are given here. So please go through this text importantly. Next, Allied and Healthcare Professional Bill 2018, that came in November, and you see, please mark it 1, 2, 3. So establishment of central and corresponding state allied and healthcare councils, that is the important provision of it. They will be established. And state council will undertake a recognition of allied and healthcare institutions. That is also correct. There is no doubt regarding that. But third one is not correct, because both central government and state governments, both they can make rules. These are the powers given to them. So the third one is wrong, and 1 and 2 is the correct answer. And all the provisions are given in the text. Please go through them. These features and the detail of this professional bill, because that is very, very important. And I am making all these questions out of the annual review of the Health and Family Welfare Ministry. So thanks a lot. Keep watching and please read the text. PDF you will get here. Thanks a lot.